omarfigueroa.com.
This is your 420 Radio News for Tuesday, July 30th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Lax oversight. Excuse me, wrong page. Student left in DEA cell to get $4 million from the United States. This from the Associated Press. An attorney for the man who was abandoned in a Drug Enforcement Administration holding cell for 4 days without food or water says his client has agreed to settle claims for $4.1 million. Daniel Chong's attorney, Eugene Iredale, said Tuesday that no one has yet been disciplined for the April 2012 incident and no criminal charges will be filed. Iredale says the Justice Department's Inspector General is investigating what caused Chong's near-death experience, but that he still has no answers. Chong's attorney says the DEA had no policy on the treatment of detainees at the time. It does now, and that policy includes cameras in cells and daily inspections. Chong says he drank his own urine to stay alive and tried to write a farewell message to his mother with his own blood. Chong was hospitalized for 5 days for dehydration, kidney failure, cramps, and a perforated esophagus. He lost 15 pounds. The DEA issued a rare public apology at the time. Denver Council approves 5% marijuana tax from KDVR.com. The City Council, meeting as a committee of all 13 members, voted 7-5 Monday afternoon to move forward with a proposal to levy a 5% tax on recreational marijuana next year. That municipal tax, which must be approved by voters, would likely come on top of the 25% combined statewide tax rate, which voters must also approve this November. The council was divided on the tax rate conundrum. Setting the rate too high, the industry warned, might lead would-be legal customers to go back to the black market. While setting it too low, many council members argued, might leave the city without the $9 million in revenue they believe they'll need to regulate marijuana shops. In the end, they settled on an initial 5% rate, which is what Mayor Michael Hancock's administration was pushing for, that will take effect on January 1st, 2014, when recreational marijuana becomes the law of the land. D.C. records its first legal pot deal in at least 75 years, from the Washington Post. The 15-year struggle to legalize medical marijuana in the district ended like this. A 51-year-old Northwest resident entered a North Capitol Street row house Monday evening and emerged 90 minutes later with slightly less than a half ounce of street-legal, high-grade, D.C.-grown cannabis. Shortly before 6 p.m., Alonzo walked into the high-security sales room of the Capital City dispensary with 2 store employees to consummate the city's first legal marijuana deal in at least 75 years. He purchased about $250 worth of 3 strains of cannabis. Capital City Care's sales Monday to 2 patients represent the culmination of a fight that dates to the mid-1990s, when HIV/AIDS activists first fought to put medical marijuana on the citywide ballot. Nearly 70% of voters approved a 1998 legalization initiative. Jackson marijuana decriminalization petition turned in may come before City Council next month. This is from MichiganLive.com. Barring any red tape or legal hiccups, Jackson, Michigan residents could be voting on decriminalizing marijuana within the city come November. More than 550 Jackson residents signed a petition to decriminalize marijuana that was turned into City Hall on Tuesday morning. Marijuana proponent Roger Maufort and Stephen Sharp turned in the petition 10 a.m. Tuesday, calling for a law that allows city residents 21 years and older to possess 1 ounce of marijuana or less. City council members will have the opportunity to either vote in favor of the ordinance or place the issue on the November ballot. Oral arguments heard in Hilo pot minister case, from Hawaii News Now. A federal judge is expected to make a preliminary ruling on an issue related to using the religious freedom defense for the founder of the Hawaii Cannabis Ministry. Roger Christie's attorney wants to raise the defense that he should be acquitted of marijuana trafficking charges under the federal Religious Freedom Restoration Act. The judge heard oral arguments Monday from attorneys about whether it should be up to a jury or a judge to determine if that defense can be used. Roger Christie has been detained without bail since July of 2010. He was one of 14 people indicted. The case continues in Hawaii. We will bring you updates here on 420 Radio News as soon as they become available. This has been your 420 Radio News for Tuesday, July 30th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we take a look at your right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment and how it's been gutted by a recent ruling at the Supreme Court called Salinas v. Texas. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back after this.